Welcome to the Boardroom. On our show today, a tragic situation. Michigan defensive end Frank Clark dismissed from the football team on charges of assault. And Big Ten ready, the Michigan hockey team hosts Penn State this weekend as they try to get back to 500. And finally, Brooklyn bound. The men's basketball team heads to the Big Apple for its first real test in the Legends Classic. Welcome to the Boardroom. I'm Simon KAUFMAN alongside Max Cohen and Jason Rubenstein. Let's start with another off-field issue for the football team. Michigan coach Brady Hoke dismissing Frank Clark after charges coming out of assault. Now, Frank Clark has a little bit of a criminal record before this, a little bit of a history getting himself in trouble. Is this something where Coach Hoke should have acted sooner?
No, as Hoke said, I agree with everything he said fully. You got to give guys a second chance. If you're not going to give them a second chance, then what's the point of trying to mentor them and make them better? He had to let Clark stay on the team before, and this week he made absolutely the right choice. He had no choice but to get rid of him. But as Hoke said, each situation is evaluated differently, and with issues such as domestic abuse, there shouldn't be a second chance.
Yeah, as Max said, there's no place in this country for domestic violence, and Brady Hoke absolutely made the right choice on removing Frank Clark from the team. And I don't know how you can say that the two are related. I mean, his second-degree felony home invasion charge happened before the 2012 season. So maybe Brady Hoke didn't discipline him enough and he didn't get the point. But whatever it is, Frank Clark made the wrong choice, and he's gonna pay for it.
All right, Michigan will play Maryland this weekend, but on to hockey first. The men's hockey team hosted American International last weekend, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure is an oxymoron, American International. But they swept them. They're at 4-5 right now, trying to get back to 500. Start conference play this week against Penn State. What's going to be the key to this weekend and moving forward in Big Ten play?
It's just not losing to themselves, Simon. I mean, this team, they have the pieces. They've changed the lines. The lines should stick this week. They're scoring goals. I mean, Brett Berenson was unhappy with Zach Nagelvoort after last weekend. He let up too many soft goals. And, Penn State's a team that beat them 3 times last year, so I think they're going to have a bitter taste in their mouth.
I was going to say that bitter taste is key from last year. They went through so much in that final game in the Big Ten tournament. Really thought they had a shot at maybe advancing to the NCAA tournament, building on that game. And then, Zach Nagelvoort did everything he could. Remember in that game, I think at some point it's going to come down to will for this team. We know they have the talent to succeed, so that's what it's going to come down to this weekend.
Jason, you mentioned the line changes. Berenson not shying away from mixing things up on the lines a little bit. What are some of the key matchups and line changes that he's made that are going to contribute?
Well, one line he's going to look for, especially this weekend, is JT Comfort, Bunieves, and Max Stewart. They don't lose puck battles, and simply put, they love each other playing on the ice. They laugh, they said they joke off the ice, and that's helping their on-the-ice chemistry. And JT Comfort hasn't scored a goal yet, and this weekend may be the first time he scores.
All right, finally on to men's hoops. The basketball team headed to New York, playing in the Legends Classic in Brooklyn. They're going to play Oregon and then either VCU or Villanova, one of the two. And they've relatively easy path up until this point, sitting at 3-0, not a whole lot of competition. This is going to be the first real test for them. What's going to be the biggest challenge going into New York?
I'm really excited to see what this team can do this week because, so far the freshmen, we haven't seen as much from them as maybe some people thought. So this will be a time to see really how they respond to adversity. They've heard, a little bit that they should be doing better, but we'll see now this team's going to need them. They're going to need guys other than LeVert, Irvin, and Spike, and
Walton.
And Walton to step up. So that's really going to be big this week. So one of the freshmen is going to have to play a big role for Michigan to win games.
Jason?
Yeah, like you said, they've had a relatively easy schedule. And if you look at the Detroit game today, Karis LeVert led the Wolverines today. So you're going to look for Cam Chapman, who's a starter, to maybe make more of an impact on the offensive end and hope that the veterans also continue to contribute and bail them out if they need it.
You guys both mentioned the freshmen, 6 true freshmen on the team, and Beeline, hoping to get at least some contribution from all of them, not redshirting any of them. Is this something where the freshmen aren't progressing fast enough, or is this just, freshmen being freshmen in the first 3 games? Thursday night against Detroit, Beeline pulled kind of the freshmen for the second half of the second half, really, and kind of let the veterans take over.
I think it's a matter of I think Beeline's earned the benefit of doubt at this point that when his players come to the system, they're going to get it eventually. So I don't think it's time to panic with these guys. I think it's just freshmen being freshmen. I think Beilein knows what he's doing. I have a hard time believing that none of these guys is going to make a big contribution this season. I just think we have to wait it out and be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, like Max said, there's only been 3 games so far, so I don't know how big of a sample size that is and how fair it is to judge the freshmen on these 3 games. They know they're coming into a team that's been to the Elite Eight 2 years in a row, so they want to mirror those results. So I mean, it's tough for them. So maybe with this classic in New York, they can finally find their footing.
All right, well, there you have it. Frank Clark dismissed from the football team. Hockey heading into Big Ten play, and the basketball team headed to New York. We'll, of course, have coverage on everything Michigan sports at MichiganDaily.com. The Boardroom will be off next week, celebrating Turkey Day, but make sure to catch all of our content in print and online until then. Cheers.